this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there and I saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you couldn't wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, I remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we ever met. But I know the reason why you keep your silence up. No, you don't fool me. The hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. Some strangers to you and me. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. I can feel it in the air tonight. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Well, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord.
Browns fans, we are here in Florida, baby. In Florida. And we're 7-3. We play the Jags this week. What's going on, Dad? Welcome to the Brownie Postgame Pregame Show.
Hi, Mike. How you doing? Good morning. And it's nice, well, to be in Florida, but it's also nice to have the Browns in Florida.
Yes.
It figures that I checked the weather in Cleveland today, and it's a beautiful, sunny, 50-degree weather.
Go figure.
And yet the last three games we played in just crap. And but it's nice to know the Jaguars, home is in a pretty nice area as far as weather today. So it's not going to be a factor. It's going to be player against player, quarterback against quarterback, defense against defense, special teams against special teams. I don't think it's going to be a windy day. So I think we got the kicker on neutral weather conditions. So that's good. So I'm looking for not a competitive game because I think we are the better team, but I'm looking for a solid, like we've said in the past, and we say every week, 4 quarters. We need 4 quarters of solid. Doesn't have to be great, doesn't have to be super, but it has to be solid, where we don't give up an easy touchdown, we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, and Baker doesn't throw that early interception.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jacksonville is, they're down. We face Mike Glennon today, and I think we have to make Mike Glennon beat us, because their running back was a kid Jackson. Their running back is legit, and that is a bit of a scary thing for us, because we're down on defense. We're down without Robinson. I'm sorry, is their running back. Missing Myles Garrett, missing Denzel Ward, missing TakiTaki, who just came off the best game by far of his Browns career, and they've got one of the best young running backs in the league, and that is one of those things that could be dangerous for us here if we don't get off to a good start from an offensive perspective. We don't put up points. I don't think the Jags defense is really all that good. They're a 1-9 team, so they are one of the worst teams in the league, but this is the NFL, and sometimes bad teams beat good teams. The Jaguars already beat the Colts at home, and the Colts are right now in everybody's top 10 in the power rankings. So they have the capacity to beat you. And certainly Mike Glennon has been around. He's an experienced backup quarterback, kind of like a Case Keenum. He's one of those guys. He's like a poor man's Case Keenum, because he doesn't have the kind of success that Case has had in the past. But it's certainly capable.
Yeah, I could see him if he had a week under his belt, another game under his belt. But he's coming off the bench cold as an ice cube, and for him to beat us. Now, we've seen that before. You said, it's not impossible, but we are a different team. So the teams that lost to rookie quarterbacks in the past, the last 2 years, are not the same team that we're putting out there. Now, granted, we're going to be missing Myles and we're going to be missing Ward, which are 2 key players, but the defensive line stepped up, and now we got to have Mitchell, we got to have Joseph, we got to have if Harrison is back, we got to have him step. We got to have all these corners and safeties step up, and hopefully not let Glenn get an easy, early, long touchdown on us. If we do that, it's oh God, that is so demoralizing to have that happen. So let's hope that does not happen. We run the ball, we chub them, and we hunt them to death.
Yep.
And then Baker, get him out of the pocket. That's my thought for the week, is get Baker out of the pocket. Don't let him stand there and wait and wait and wait, and then either get hit or get sacked, or have a lineman put their hand up, move him, get that misdirection going. Yep. And I'd love to see Hunt and Chubb in there together, and let them try to figure out, well, who's going to get the ball. Why not? So, and especially if you fake it to either one of them and then throw. I mean, talk about freezing your linebackers and freezing your safeties and so forth. I mean, I hope we come up with a really good game plan today.
Well, I want to give a shout out to some of the guys that are in chat, our loyal Brownie post game followers, subscribers, Patreon guys, and everybody. If you happen to be in there, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We're right on the cusp of 3,600 subscribers. Really trying to get up there. It'd be amazing if we could get to 5,000 this year. So everybody subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. And go ahead and hit that like button. So Hambones in the house, Edward Rar, Cleveland BCI, Richard Christmas, Greg Smith, Cody Hudson, CH, Gary Washington's in the house. We've got Jason Burns is here. What's going on, Jason? Talking and Grubbing Media is here. I'm sure the rest of them are going to trickle in over the course of the pregame show. We're going to be live today till about noon. We're going to bring you right up to the noon time frame, so you can make sure you get your fantasy guys in there. Make sure you can pick up some of those pregame shows. You can listen to some old 80s quarterbacks talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Yeah, how crazy is it that Denver lost all 3 of their starting quarterbacks, potential starting quarterbacks?
I mean, I was thinking about that. How dumb is it that so by the NFL, I guess, guidelines, anybody who was in certain contact has to quarantine. So instead, I mean, I'm sure every team in the league is doing this. They're putting all the quarterbacks into the same room and having them, within a couple feet of each other in the practice field. Of course, they're going to be in contact with each other. Right? So now they lost all of them. So now what?
Yeah, but how does Baltimore get postponed? From Thursday to Sunday to Tuesday, and it's okay for them.
Oh, I have no idea how they got boned like that.
These guys lose a couple of quarterbacks, and they don't even get to postpone the game. I mean, they could easily do this Tuesday night. Now,
I'd be livid. If I was a Denver fan, I mean, it's not like Denver's really in it by any means. So maybe they were just like, look, we're not going to postpone this thing. But at some point, the league may have to do something. I know there's a lot of talk right now. We talked about it on the Wednesday show about a possible bubble or soft bubble. They may want to consider doing that. Guys, we only have like a month left in the season. Some of these guys are making tens of millions of dollars a year. If they have to stay in a hotel for a month, it's not the end of the world, right? I mean, I'll take that lottery ticket. You want to hand me $20 million, I'll stay in a hotel for a month and Zoom with my family for 1 month just so we can make it through.
Yeah, I think Baltimore's missing 18 guys are on the COVID list now. I don't know if all 18 are going to miss Tuesday, but they obviously it went through their locker room, their practice field, whatever.
Yeah.
So they got hurt pretty bad on top of losing 3 guys just to injury the week before. And you didn't hear anything about Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's healthy. They're going to be ready to roll. Now, maybe that'll motivate Baltimore a little bit more on Tuesday night. But we're certainly, for the very few times in my lifetime, I'm actually rooting for Pittsburgh to win.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at it's kind of amazing to be looking at a 7-3 second place in the AFC North team right now. 7-3,
right?
And also 5-1 at home, right? Mm-hmm. We just lost that one game to the Raiders at home, which we're probably going to wish we had back at the end of the season. But again, I mean, the Raiders are a 6-4 team. The Steelers are a 10-0 team. So anybody who's sitting there being like the Browns aren't for real, sorry that we're playing the NFC North this year, or the NFC East. Sorry. But, I mean, we're taking care of those games. The Steelers are 10-0. They're playing the same schedule we are, essentially. The Ravens are 6-4. So the Ravens are slipping backwards a little bit. And there's a really good chance they're going to be 6-5 this week, especially with Lamar being out. But we have a chance to go to 8-3. They're going to be 6. They could potentially be 6-5. I know we're thinking ahead here. Well, yes, I am guaranteeing the win today, but I did on Twitter. You come to my state, Cleveland Browns. We're winning this game. So we've got that. I'm gonna be ready to rock and roll here in Florida. A lot of people were asking if we were going to the game. We did consider. We definitely considered going to this game. It was one that we marked on the schedule, my dad and I, and we were planning on going. But a couple things going on. A, pandemic still happening, so there's that. B, the travel and the expenses with it. I mean, my dad and I, we've seen multiple games in Tampa. Multiple games in Miami. We've seen the Browns play in Florida. It's not that big a deal, but now it's like, hey, let's be safe just right now because it seems like things are going nuts, and we can save our money and potentially go to a game that neither of us has ever seen in our life, which is a potential Browns playoff game, which would be an unbelievable experience. Either way, win or lose, it'd still be, we could say, one of the few people on this planet that are still alive that have actually been to a Browns playoff game. So it'll just be a great kind of bucket list thing to do. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. But yes, we're not in the game. We're not at the game. We're here live in the studio. My dad's in South Florida. I'm in Orlando. We're doing our live show here. We're going to be doing the post game as well. So everybody subscribe, hit that notification, and be here for the post game. We're doing giveaways. Dad, why don't you tell them about the giveaway for the post game giveaway?
Okay, for the post-game giveaway, we have a collection of items. I'll put them up on the screen one by one so you can see them. We have the mini Browns helmet. You can stick on your shelf.
Put it up a little bit higher.
How's
there you
that?
go. Yep, got it.
All right. That's one. It's all in. It's a package deal. We got the Browns banner, little mini one,
little pennant. Okay, these are like items that you can you could
put
decorate
on your
desk,
computer, whatever.
Yeah, your work desk.
We have some nice green, unfortunately, football socks.
Just non-browns, just football.
Non-brownie. I thought it was Browns related, but when I got it, it was not. And here's the key item. The key item is a Ozzie Newsome.
A little higher, Dad. A little tiny bit higher. A little bit. There you go. Perfect.
All right. And it's a very nice card. It's midway, I think, through his career. Here's the back.
All right, the Ozzie Newsome card's going to go out along with the other cool little Browns trinkets for the post-game show.
And it won't be a pick'em number. It'll be a trivia question like last time.
All right.
I will have a trivia question, and whoever posts the correct trivia question first on the chat will win those items, and they'll go out in the mail tomorrow.
Beautiful. And then we've got the Sabo apparel shirt or hat going in the pregame show, so we're going to do that. And then, as always, if anybody nails the score and the Browns win, you nail the score and the Browns win, I'm buying you an official Browns jersey. It's going to be the color rush. I guess we can now consider the retro color rush with the stripes on the side. It happens to be the cheapest jersey that's on sale by the Browns. It's legitimate, but nonetheless, it is a jersey. And you could either get Odell Beckham or Baker Mayfield, because those are the two jerseys that are for sale. You nail it, you got it. I'll send it out. And then also, guys, keep in mind, if you want another chance to win something from us here at the Brownie Post Game YouTube channel, join us for the Wednesday show, where me and Mike Ristano give away a Victory Monday mug every time we win a game. So if you want that Victory Monday mug, which has now become, it's almost like taken on a life of its own on Twitter. Every time I post anything about the Victory Monday mug, it goes absolutely ballistic on Twitter. So we will be giving away the Victory Monday mug on the Wednesday show with me and Mike Rosano. All right, so a couple other things. I want to talk about the Browns injury report, Dad. We got Sheldrick Redwine is out, so we're down one safety officially. And then Andrew Sadejo is questionable, which probably a lot of people would be happy about. But here's the problem. We're down. It's not like we can go to Redwine or anything. So we're already down a guy who is officially out, listed as out. We've got Wyatt Teller's listed as questionable. He's been limited practice. That's fine. And then Nick Harris, also the backup center, is limited practice. I don't think they have anybody out for the Jags. They have do not practice people. And then there's nothing on the Friday list, and then nothing from a game status. So, chat, if you guys are seeing anything from a Jaguars guys who happen to be out, it's just like there's a whole bunch of guys who did not practice. But and then we have Achilles, concussion from Tyler Eifert. I mean, I just don't know. They don't have it listed here on the Browns team website, which they usually do. So if you know anything about the Jags, that'd be awesome. Yes, Ronnie Harrison appears to be a go, as Gary Washington said. It looks like he is. He's not on the injury report, so I think we're in good shape with Ronnie, which is absolutely huge, because we're going to need him. We also, you know what? I think this could be the game where we really see Mack Wilson step up and have his big moment. TakiTaki had his moment last week. I think this could be the Mack Wilson where this is just south of Alabama, right? It's in Mack Wilson territory, where Mack Wilson, national championship, Mack Wilson in college. So this could be Mack's big day. Jacksonville's secondary is out with COVID. Okay, so possibly they could be dealing with some injuries or stuff like that. I mean, the big deal is we're missing Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. That's big. So our offense has to score points.
Surprised at Ward's injury, the calf. He played all the way up to the end of the game.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign that it is a nagging type of injury, I guess, that makes you want to limp around and not put and maybe you can't go 100%. And they said, okay, if you can't go 100%, we're going to put somebody in that can go 100%, and we're going to give you that extra week to heal. Who do we play next, Mike, after this?
We've got the Titans.
At home?
No way.
away. All right, so that's a key game. Obviously, we can't look over this game to that game, but we need all our players back. We need Myles back. We need Ward back. We need anybody else who's on this COVID
that game
watch list.
Yeah, if we want to have a chance against the Titans in Tennessee, we need to be full squad. And I mean, here's the interesting thing about this. I don't know what the protocol is for after you test negative. How long you have to wait after you test negative? If it's like you're negative and you're good, or if it's negative in a couple days or negative in 10 days. I don't know what the protocol is. Anybody in chat can help us out with that. That'd be awesome. But we need Myles back. We need Denzel. And that might be why they're keeping Denzel out.
Right,
Although,
I think so.
hold on a second. It doesn't say he's out in the injury report. So
maybe he's playing.
Yeah, guys, keep me. It doesn't say he's out. So, guys, and this injury report here on the website is usually pretty good. So, I don't know. I thought he was listed as out earlier, though. Let me see if there's another report I can find. We've got Denzel Ward did not practice and will miss his first game. So that's on as of the 27th. Gribble posted that. So it looks like Denzel is out.
Okay.
Sheldrick Ronline's out. Sandeo. Okay, so it looks like he is. But, I mean, this isn't a bad game to keep him out, right?
Right. If we can afford to lose a couple in the secondary, we went through that last year. The guys stepped up. They played well. We know our defensive line can step up. They did it last week with Myles being out, so they're good. The linebackers are always a question for us, but they're coming off a good game, and hopefully they step up. We put a game plan together, which puts pressure on Glennon and forces him to make the throws that he has to make when it's third down and long or whatever. We stopped their running game. Who's their backup quarterback, Mike?
Who, for the Jags?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was that kid who played last week for them against
Luke?
the Steelers, Lutton.
Lutton, yeah. So, and he's got a couple of games under his belt. Not, super games, obviously, because they only won one game, and I don't think they won it with him. But, the kid can play. So it's not like a super rookie. He's got more experience playing on a week-to-week basis than Glennon. But evidently they didn't like him, or he's hurt a little bit or banged up, and Glennon gets the start. So, buckle up and let's hope we get off to a good start. That's the key. Get off to a good start.
Yeah, looking at the Jaguars defense here, the Jaguars are one of the few teams this season actually are giving up more yards per game than us, Cleveland Browns. They're giving up 327 yards a game, and I'm sorry, that was the offense. So their offense isn't good. Let me switch over to defense. All right, Jags, they got the second worst defense in the league.
Right.
Okay, the only worst defense in terms of total yards per game. They're giving up 411 yards a game. We're giving up 352. We're right in the middle of the pack. We're like 15th, and they're 31st. So they don't have a good defense. From a passing yards per game, the Jags are fourth from last. From a rushing yards per game, which is the important stat, Jacksonville is 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. 24th in the league against the run from a yards per game perspective. So that's actually looking pretty good. Their defense is not good at all. And they're averaging giving up 29 points a game when we give up 26. We're a better team on paper than these guys. Okay?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, just look at the record, if nothing else. And we've been playing pretty good. So this one, again, I don't want to look past it, but I'm looking for 35-17. I'm looking for. Put that on the chat.
Okay, 35. That works for me. In terms of field goals, I want to look at from a field goal percentage wise for these guys. Their kicker is not very good, 76%. Ours is 81. but we also had, the Siebert misses in the beginning of the year. So I mean, from a special, we on paper have them beat offense, defense, and special teams, and probably coaching at this point as well, with a 1-9 versus 7-3 team, right? So we're in much better shape in terms of who these guys are. The wild card here is Mike Glennon starting for them. He's probably the most competent quarterback that they've had since Gardner Minshew went down, and then you've got our guys on defense going out. But the good news is, from an offensive standpoint, Chubb, Hunt, Teller's playing, even though he was limited practice, he's still playing, so he's nursing something, but hopefully they're making him not feel much. Baker's playing, Jarvis is playing, Higgins is playing, Cooper's playing. I mean, we got our offense is there, and this has to be one of those games. As you mentioned with the weather, there's no excuses in this one. We're playing a bad defense. The weather's going to be nice and crispy here in Florida, and we don't have to worry about it. We can let loose today, and also probably ground and pound them quite a bit as well. I'd personally like to see us weave in a little bit more with the running backs in the passing game. We don't do a lot of screen passes. We don't do a lot of dump offs. Like Baker's fourth read is typically the running back, and he is more accustomed to forcing it into one of his wide receivers or tight ends than dumping it off to, a guy like Kareem Hunt or even Nick Chubb. They never throw the ball to Nick Chubb, ever. So it'd be awesome to see them do that. You get Nick Chubb open with any running room or space. We saw what he can do. We've seen it from the very beginning. You give Nick Chubb a hole and space, dude, the guy's off.
Right.
So,
and Hunt too is great on the cutback. He's great on the little screen passes or the flare out on the side, left or right. And both of them, they're probably leading the league. It'd be an interesting stat to look up. Yards after contact, for both of those guys. It's unusual to have a one-on-one tackle, or obviously if they get stuck behind the line and trying to get through three guys, they can't. But if they have one guy, that stiff arm that Chubb did last week, where he took that 95, obviously a lineman, and he just knocked him to the ground with a stiff arm and ran 50 yards. That was great.
Absolutely, and that's what those home run type runs for Nick Chubb are really what his brand is. I'm wearing the Batman shirt, so I'm wearing the Nick Chubb shirt today for the pregame show. We got the Sabo Apparel hat going on right now. We're going to be giving away something from Sabo Apparel here in a little bit. So everybody kind of hang tight on that. We'll make sure we get all the scores and everything down so we can talk about that in the pregame, or the postgame, I should say. What's going on? But I mean, it's been it's been a crazy week when it comes to COVID news, when it comes to guys being knocked out, injuries. Lindsay and I were talking about this. I can't think of another season that they've had this many of the top guys not only go out for COVID, but get knocked out for the whole season.
Right.
So many of these top guys.
Drew Brees is still out. Garoppolo is still out. Tua for Miami is questionable. I don't think they were going to start him, even though they benched him last week. But he's coming out, and Fitzpatrick is going in. We got to root against the Dolphins so that they continue to fall behind us. But the quarterbacks have just, Burrow going down big time, not just a week, but a season. It could be a career ender for him.
I know.
So it's just been a horrible season. And I watched Dallas play on Thanksgiving. They played miserably. Detroit played miserably on Thanksgiving. They fired their coach and their GM yesterday. So he had a horrible record. Maybe a good guy, but just wasn't getting it done in Detroit. That's for sure. 2 weeks ago, they were looking at making the playoffs, and 2 bad losses in a row, and your job is gone. So, it can change pretty quickly. But Dallas lost, I think, 2 of their starting offensive linemen on Thursday. So, I mean, talk about a bad situation getting worse and getting worse. Somebody signed, they signed Des Bryant from the practice squad to the regular team, and they moved him up. So
Who, the Ravens?
No, was it Ravens or Dallas? No, not Dallas, because he was on Dallas. Yeah, it was the Ravens. The Ravens got Des Bryant. He's going to play on Tuesday. So, whether he makes a difference or not, I don't know. But against the Steelers, who have a very good defense, they're going to take it to Baltimore, and they're not going to let up either. I mean, they're not the type of team that gets up and then coasts. They're the type of team that piles it on, that type of thing.
Yeah, looking at the NFL playoff picture for the AFC, because that's the one that we care about, we're currently in 6th position, and looking to improve upon that. The Titans play the Colts, so that's a big game. That's a big game that could determine quite a bit. As we want the Titans. We honestly want the Titans to win this one just because we've already beaten the Colts, so we have that head-to-head match. So if the Titans win, okay, Titans beat the Colts, we go to the 5 spot or the first wild card with a win today. And honestly, even with a loss today and a Raiders loss, if we lose today and the Raiders lose, we'll still be there in the first spot. And then that first spot it's much better than the second or the third. The third is going to have to play like the Chiefs. I'd rather us play the Bills or the Colts or the Titans, because we've already taken care of the Colts. We're going to have to go to them, but at least we're going to have a chance to say, like, here's what we got. Because I don't want any part of the Chiefs, and it doesn't look like we're going to get the Steelers. The Steelers will have right now, at least they'll have the bye, right? So, but how crazy would it be, Dad, if we play the Steelers the last game of the season, right? And we knock them and let's say we put it in a position where we have to play the Steelers at home, we beat them, and then we have to go the next week to Pittsburgh to play them again in Pittsburgh. How crazy would that be?
Yeah, it all depends on how that game turns out. I mean, if it's a nail biter, anything can happen, and they'll have the home field advantage and want to get even. If we blow them out for whatever reason, and if they're undefeated and we win, that'll be a crusher for them. But I'm hoping that they lose between now and then, so they're not, trying to win that game at all costs, because they want that undefeated season. So I hope somebody steps up and beats them. I don't know what their schedule's like, but they got to get by Baltimore on Tuesday. They got to get by us. So they probably do have a couple of tough games between now and then, but I don't want to play them when they're undefeated. I just don't want to do that. Yeah,
because regardless, at this point, they're probably going to have to play all their starters because the Chiefs keep winning. And if it comes down to home field, the only thing that would be the difference maker is if they have the tiebreak. Let's say that the Chiefs go 15-1, right? They win out. And then the Steelers, if they lose to us, they'd be 15-1. And if they still would then have the tiebreaker, then they probably bench their players, right? The safe money would say, let's not get somebody hurt last game of the season who could potentially be a difference maker. And here's the deal. It's not even about the big players getting hurt. Right now, losing role players going into a playoff where you're undefeated or very close to being undefeated, that tells me I'm holding a lottery ticket with a really good chance to make it. I want the bye week as well. So if you're number one, there's only one bye this week or this year on both sides. Usually it's 2, the 1 and 2, but there's only one bye. So the only way I see the Steelers benching players that last game is if they have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs and they're good and we're like, this game literally doesn't matter. We don't want to risk anything. And then for the Browns, most likely it's going to matter for us because we're probably not going to clinch. Who knows? It really depends on what happens in the next couple of games. And, with COVID, there's also there's the wild card there. If Derrick Henry gets COVID for the Titans, like we're looking in better shape, right? Not to say I'm hoping, but
I think Connor for Pittsburgh is out because he either got exposed or he has COVID. And if he has COVID, that means he's missing at least 2 weeks. Like Jackson's missing 2 weeks. And then you got to test negative, which 99.9% of the guys test negative after 2 weeks. They go through the symptoms and they get better. I think last week we talked about our friend Randy Main down in Texas, who was, 2 weeks ago was looking really bad on COVID, had some secondary issues, was on oxygen. Well, he's turned it totally around, and he is whatever they gave him, whatever they worked on him. We got a note the other day, a nice long note that he's over the COVID. He's getting better each day. He's planning to get back to normal life within a day or two. He's very thankful for all what the doctors did and everything.
Yeah.
But he's a rare case where a healthy guy, even though he's my age, in that bracket, that 70 bracket, and you have underlying issues, a heart condition. I think he's got a pacemaker or two. He could knock you for a loop, and worst of all, it could kill you. But there's a case where a guy came back. But these NFL players, I haven't heard of anybody that's really sick.
Here's the thing about it. And Rustano and I talked about this on the Wednesday show. These guys have access to the greatest medical care that is available on planet Earth.
Right.
Okay? Going beyond what you can get with like the Cleveland Clinic, who happens to be up there in Cleveland, Ohio. Like these guys have the best of the best of the best. They know every gram of everything that's put into their body, and they know that, hey, a guy like Myles Garrett is probably on IVs nonstop, right? He's probably getting, all of the stuff that you need. And he might even be tested negative already. Who knows, right? But these guys have the ability to get through it. Plus, they're super athletes. These are the freak physical people on the planet are playing football, right? So in terms of like how they should get through it, they should get better, and we should be in good shape for these guys for all of that. So hey guys, before we go, and we still have plenty of time left in the show, so don't leave or anything. But I did want to post. I do want to talk about a couple things. Number one. Next week on December 4th, I am doing a charity live stream where I'm going to be streaming all day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can be here, come in, jump in and out, whatever you want. But that charity live stream is to benefit St. Jude Children's Hospital. So every dollar, and it actually goes to a third-party website called Tiltify. So every dollar that you give goes right to them. I don't touch any of it. And then all that money goes to St. Jude. I have a personal goal that I want to raise $1,000 for St. Jude. And so I'm going to post a link in right now. This is the first time I posted the link. Some of the Patreon guys, I know Max Nikolenko is who's usually in chat. I don't think I've seen him this morning, but Max has already donated because he twisted my arm to give him the link. I talked about it a little bit on the Wednesday show. I just posted the link in the channel there, and I'm going to be doing giveaways that day. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of really cool stuff. If you have it in your heart to donate, to help out, it'd be awesome. I specifically set up this day to do it with other people from my company that I work with. We have a company goal of $10,000. I have my own personal goal of $1,000. But I personally and specifically did it for December 4th, which is the weekend of the Titans game. And for anybody St. Jude Children's Hospital is in Memphis, Tennessee. So it's a Tennessee-based hospital. And I'm really hoping that the Browns community and Browns fans can come together and put up a bunch of money, because this is honestly one of the best charities in the world. I had a chance to go to St. Jude Hospital and walk around and meet their staff and do a whole bunch of stuff there. It is a moving experience, and I honestly hope that Browns fans can come together. I will give you personal shout-outs and thank yous to everybody who donates. I'll hook you up on Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter. Anything you need. If you donate money, I'm going to use the full weight of my Twitter and YouTube and Brownie Postgame in general to give you thanks. So, and it is tax deductible as well, guys. So if you have any money and you want to do it, donations as little as $5 all the way up to whatever the heck you want to give. But help me and help Brownie Postgame just get enough for
help the children.
Yeah, the kids. That's what it is. Help us put together some money. It's the National Week of Giving. So I actually didn't realize this, but I think Tuesday, December 2nd, is like the National Day of Giving. So I'm going to put out the video that you see on that link that I posted. I'm going to post that out to Brown's Twitter on Tuesday, and hope to get everybody involved with that. I'm going to reach out to all my Browns influencers like Reflog and Big Play Dave and Sir Yacht and Quincy and Ristano, all that stuff.
Give them the date and time again, Mike.
So it's going to be December 4th, next Friday. So this coming Friday. And it's 9 a.m. in the morning right here on Brownie Postgame. I'm going till 9 p.m. at night. Most people at my company are going to stop around 5, 6. I'm going till 9 p.m. at night. I'm going to be playing a lot of games. We're going to be talking about the Browns. I'm going to have chat live the whole time, so I'll be able to interact with you all day long, guys. It's going to be a 12-hour live stream for charity. Hook it up. Go there. Donate some dough. Make it happen. Feel good about yourself. It's It's a good cause, and so I want to talk about that. Other than that, right, and we're going to do the giveaway right after this, so everybody hang tight. If you want to join the Patreon to support us, we picked up a couple new Patreon guys. Hambone joined last week. Mark Schoen joined last week. So we got a bunch of new Patreon guys. Join the Patreon. It helps us out. Allows us to buy cool things and spice up the channel with some stuff. So patreon.com/Brownie Postgame. Just takes $1 and you get your name listed on the bottom there. So do it. Hook it up. And then if you want merch, we got Brownie Postgame merch. I was wearing my Brownie Postgame shirt all day, basically the last couple days, because I've been home and it's Thanksgiving, so let's go ahead and not shower for a day and a half and wear the shirt. So Brownie Postgame merch is at browniepostgame.com/merch. And then also our lovely sponsors, Sabo Apparel, who makes this awesome Clee hat. So Sabo Apparel, Homage, who always is bringing the heat with awesome stuff at Homage. Schlegel Law Firm, Columbus-based law firm. So if you have any legal needs, you happen to be in the Columbus or greater Northeast Ohio area, give Schlegel Law Firm a call. And then finally, William Ali is a realtor, diehard Browns fan, friend of the show. William Ali, you'll see his phone number that's going to appear every once in a while if you're buying or selling a home in the Cleveland area. Give William Ali Real Estate a call and hook it up. Jason Sopar's in the house. Gary Washington's is always in here. Who else we got? Armor Balans TG. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ara is here. Josh Rogers is here. Mitch Cox is in the house. Mike White. Rick Adkins is here. What's going on, Rick? Mark Schoen's back in the house. Love it. Hambone's here. I know that we had some early score predictions there, so that was awesome. Hold on to them.
Don't enter a second score. Just you can only get one shot at the jersey to predict the score. Mm-hmm. So don't invalidate your first score by putting another one in. But if you haven't put in a score, now is a good time to do it.
No, not yet. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do the Sabo Apparel right now. So 1 to 100 for Sabo Apparel, and then I'm gonna put another cue in chat for your score prediction. But right now, 1 to 100, and I'll pick out I put in my number. My number's in. Okay. So everybody post it below, and let's go for Sabo Apparel. I think everybody should get this hat. This is one of my favorite hats. It's awesome. It's mesh. It's high quality. It's got a little wear and tear to it. It's nice, stylish. It complements on it quite a bit. So the people at Sabo Apparel are awesome. They are Cleveland-based small business, veteran-owned company. Hoping to help them out. Very, very friendly. As you can imagine, when you have a YouTube channel, when you've got a Twitter following, it's somewhat easy to ask for people to give you some free stuff, to give them some free publicity. But you'd be surprised. Every once in a while, you get ignored by people, and they're like, no, we don't want to do it. But the people at Sabo Apparel, I said, hey, would you like to be our official T-shirt sponsor for the season? They said, absolutely, we're in, whatever you guys want. So big thanks to the guys over at Sabo Apparel. They make some cool stuff. By the way, one of the coolest things that they have is that Jamie Gillum Scottish Hammer T-shirt. And if you don't have one of those, I would definitely recommend picking it up. It's a fun one. Very cool design. Okay, we're going to give everybody another like 5-10 seconds, putting up the 10-second flashing warning to put in your number for the Sabo apparel. And we should be good to go here in a little bit. Okay, my number was 77. Who came close? This is going to be nobody was in the 70s. We have a 60.
Oh, no.
Hambone as no, we did.
No. 75.
75. Trip Click Entertainment.
Yeah.
Trip.
Nice.
Is it Click or is it Cleek?
Cleek.
Trip Click Entertainment looks like is the winner. Wins. Yeah. Okay. Send me an email. Post game. Okay, Trip Click Entertainment. Send me an email to browniepostgame@gmail.com. Go to, and what you got to do is go to Sabo Apparel, pick out an item, a hat or a shirt. Send me the URL to that item to my Gmail with your size and your address. So send me that and I'll get it out to them. They're very quick about turning around those shirts. You usually get them within 4 or 5 days just because, shipping's kind of weird right now. 4 or 5 days you'll have it. So again, URL of the shirt that you, or hat that you want, URL, plus your address and the size if it happens to be a shirt. Congratulations, Trip Click Entertainment, for being a winner. Guys, go ahead and click the like and subscribe to the channel. Help your boy out. Let's continue to grow this. We're really, really close to 3,600. I'd love to see us get there and continue on beyond that. All right, so let's do some score predictions. This is for the official Browns jersey. If you hit the score and the Browns win, I will buy you an official Nike Legend version of the old Color Rush Browns in either Baker Mayfield or Odell Beckham. But it has to be, obviously whatever size they have left. So score predictions, go. Okay. I'm going to say the Browns win. I'm going to say 29-20. I don't know. Round number. It's been weird this season. It's no longer, back when I was a kid, Dad, games were, it was like 21-14.
Right.
It was
always
24-13. Right? It was always like you either had it or you didn't. Now with the 2-point conversion, the longer extra point, safeties are coming in. Every team happens to be going forward on fourth down all the time. So it's crazy what's going to happen. But these scores are wild. So you can pick whatever numbers you want at this point.
Right.
But I think the Browns are going to be 8-3 after this, which again is going to be their best start since 1994. When they were actually dead, there was a time in 1994 where they were 8-2, and then they were 9-3.
Can't remember that.
Yeah, that was I was 14 at the time, so I don't think, but that would have been my freshman year of high school, and I'm pretty sure we probably would have gone to the Browns backers bar to watch quite a few of those games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was the only way you could get it back then. I don't know if the NFL ticket was available, but I wasn't going to pay that kind of price to do that when you can go and just
Sit at the bar.
Sit at the bar, have a beer, have some fries, have a burger, and be around 30, 40 people that are cheering for the Browns like you are. I mean,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a good, nice atmosphere.
The first time I was back with the Browns backers last season when we played the Patriots, I was down in Austin, Texas. And one of the guys that's actually in our in the Patreon, Rob Zielinski, is one of the guys who's one of the, I guess, the top the organizing members of the Browns backers in Austin, Texas. So they had me come down, and I wasn't asking for anything. I was just like, hey, is there a place where I can watch it here in Austin? I have to be here for a meeting, so I'd rather watch it there than sit in my hotel room. Found the bar. Rob was really nice. Got hammered. and watched us get crushed by the Patriots. But it was that same experience when the Browns did anything good, going up that BROWNS Browns. It was just like a fun experience to be around a bunch of other Browns fans. And that's one of the main reasons why we decided not to go to this Jacksonville game. It's like, I don't want to be around Jags fans. It's not as fun.
I looked online, and I found a Jacksonville season ticket holder who wanted to get rid of 4 tickets, and it was on Craigslist. And I thought about it, and I thought, well, but it's on the Jaguars side. It was probably around the 30-yard line down below, so it was good seats. But I thought about, I got to drive up to Mike's, and we got to drive to the game. Then if we get 4 tickets, and we got to get 2 other people to join us, and the wives are interested, but somebody's got to watch the kids. So I backed off. If I was up by you, I would have said, hey, let's get him. Let's get 2. Let's wait till the last minute. Offer him $75 instead of I think he wanted I don't know if he wanted $100 a ticket, which is more than we wanted to spend. So. Yeah. But if we could have got 2 at 75 or 2 at 50,
but still, it's like then we're going to watch the Browns play the Jags. Just like last year, we went to the Tampa Bay game, and it's fine, but it's not with real Cleveland fans. I don't want to be surrounded by away fans anymore. Like, I'm sick of doing that. Although in the playoffs, whatever, the playoffs that's a completely different atmosphere, and who knows what's going to happen there? Who knows what they're going to have for the playoffs in terms of just fans in the house anyway.
Right.
All right.
Let me back. Hold on.
Okay. So I want to make sure that I have all of these scores copied down. The last one we have was from Blasian. I'm going to copy all of these and putting it into my Google Drive spreadsheet right now. And just so I have access to it, so nobody has any score predictions or scores, just so we don't have anybody who's like, no, I got it right and you guys didn't give me the jersey, right? Okay, I have it all listed out there. Jackie and then Blasian is the last guys to do it. All right, Steven, you're killing me, dude. I got you in here too. Steven's the last guy. And if you put it more than once, sorry, whatever the first one that you posted is what we're going with. Wait, that was fake score. All right, well, I said, like, whatever you post first is the score we're going with. So yeah, guys, I mean, probably a good time to give you a little pitch or just talk about the Wednesday show a little bit. The Wednesday show is a really good chance to win as well, guys. I know the pregame show average around 50 people, give or take. The Wednesday show, we've got 30 to 50 that come in. So another really good chance to win on the Wednesday show, where me and Mike Rossano go for hours. It's almost like our podcast show. We usually typically go for like 2.5 hours on Wednesday, talking about the Browns and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So you have a chance to win that, the Victory Monday mug, which I'm personally guaranteeing we're winning this game. I don't know what the line is. Let's take a look at what the betting line is. Browns, Jaguars.
Probably 7.5.
Let's take a look. Right now, 7. Over under is 49.5. So
that's probably a better bet. I think they're going to score. Our defense could give up a few, but I think we get back on the scoring train. And Jarvis gets his first touchdown. Baker throws 3 or 4. Chubb and Hunt get 1 or 2. I mean, all things point in that direction. So it's a question of, do the guys show up? Are they up for the game? It's nice to get into Florida. Nice weather. No complaints there probably by the guys. They've had a lot of time to prepare. They don't have a really motivated team that they're going after.
Yep.
A fill-in quarterback.
I mean, here's the deal with the Jags. The Jags organization does not want to win this game. Right now, they have a chance. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a very good chance of landing a guy like Justin Fields, who is a franchise potentially changing talent at quarterback, a position that I don't think Gardner Minshew's bad. I think Gardner Minshew is one of those guys who's going to land. He's going to land somewhere and have another shot because I think he's produced enough in the NFL to prove that he's an NFL quarterback. But if you can get Justin Fields, right? You get the second overall pick, and let's assume that the Jets go with Trevor Lawrence, which, or the Jets could say we're sticking with Sam Darnold. We've seen enough that we think that he can be a good enough player, and we're going to trade this draft pick to somebody for $1 billion picks. You know, a RG.
Yeah, I think Trevor moved back up on the chart list. He's clearly a guy that everybody's interested in. I don't know if he wants to spend. I don't know if he's a junior or he's a senior coming out, but he's obviously ready. Burrow is ready. The Florida quarterback Trask, I think.
Yeah, that kid looks good too.
Yeah, he looks.
And
good.
he's a big boy. He's not a tiny guy.
Yeah. So I mean, there could be 3 or 4 that come out in
Trask
the first round.
6'5".
Yeah, wow.
He's 6'5", and he's having a statistically impossible year.
Is he a senior?
Good question. Let's look. Senior, yes.
Yeah, so he's coming. So they got a chance at the national championship. They're in the top 5 or 6. Florida's playing great. They have their offense can move down the field like nobody's business. I've seen them play.
They're pretty amazing. Trask has thrown 34 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That kid, most touchdowns in the NCAA. I mean, those numbers right there, if he just stopped playing, is good enough to be drafted top 10, being 6'5", 240 pounds. This is he's another Josh Allen type dude with a big arm. I mean, he's 6'5", and he's got a cannon. So Kyle Trask is going to be another guy who's going to be, again, he could be a guy that Jacksonville goes with, being that, this is a Florida kid, right? Over maybe a Justin Fields. So, but who knows? This is going to be an interesting season because I think it also depends on. I don't think the Bengals can draft a quarterback, even if unless they're like Joe Burrow's not coming back, guys. Unless he's like his knee is shredded, he's gonna have trouble walking, but let alone playing football game. That's the only way. If the doctors go, this isn't looking good, you may want to move on. Which would just be an incredibly unfortunate thing for Joe Burrow. I think he's going to come back. It might be the middle of next season, but again, the Bengals they're not one season away from being competitive.
They need an
anyway.
offensive line to protect him. Why bring him back if he's going to get slaughtered? So let him sit and
look at Baker. Look at Baker last year with a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
Right. With G Rob out there, and we couldn't get Austin Corbett to work out for us for whatever reason. He's been playing nonstop for the Colts, but for some reason
for LA.
That's right. I'm sorry, the Rams.
You're right. I saw him the other night.
Nonstop. He's been good for them.
Yeah. About the defense. The Rams with Donald. The last game I watched him play, I mean, he just dominated the game. And they were holding him on every other play. He was playing after the game was over.
Yep.
That he is, he's a cut above even Myles Garrett, I think, at this point, because he can dominate play after play after play. And yet, Myles makes his plays. They're great, but it's not play after play after play. Now, maybe the Rams have more support, so you can't double team Donald every time the way they do with Myles. So if we get a little bit more help on the other end for Myles, then I see his numbers
here's the
going
deal.
up.
I mean, if we get Olivier Vernon against the Texans, right? If we had that Olivier Vernon, we're fine.
Yeah,
right? He's the guy that we brought in, the ex-Pro Bowl Olivier Vernon guy, who was set up to be the guy on the other side of Myles Garrett, who would demand them to double team. And then we've got guys up the middle where when was the last time we saw a linebacker go up the middle and sack a quarterback? Like a linebacker up the middle. We do a lot of the stuff like safety blitzes and stuff like that where they happen to be getting to them, but a linebacker up the middle never happens because they can stuff it. right? All they got to do is double team or throw a tight end on top of Myles, and that's all essentially going to take him out of the play. And then, there's not enough. There's not enough there. Now, Sheldon Richardson, I am a defender. I'm a fan of Sheldon Richardson. I think he's had a really nice season for us. But we have to get that Olivier Vernon, that safety Olivier Vernon, that 3-sack Olivier Vernon. We get that guy, we're good. Right?
I agree.
It's just that I think you're right, though. When you watch Myles, when you watch Aaron Donald play, and honestly, TJ Watt, you watch him play, and those guys, they're going at 100%, 100 miles an hour every play the whole time. Whereas, we've been a little critical of Myles, not to say that he's not been exactly the guy that we drafted him to be. We just want him if he could just get a fraction of a point better. He's that constant dominating Lawrence Taylor like guy, and he definitely has the physical ability to do it. Aaron Donald's that guy right now.
Oh yeah.
And TJ seems to be that. Now Myles got more sacks, right? And for some reason they didn't give him the full sack the last game. They gave the last game he played, they gave it to Sheldon Richardson. He got a half sack on that, which I think is not really the correct move. I think he had the sack, but they should have given half to Sheldon, and the full sack to Myles. But either way, lots of good stuff, guys. We are currently 7-3. This is an opportunity for the Browns to have a non-losing season for the first time in what seems like forever. This is another opportunity for Baker Mayfield to get his 8th win. This will solidify Kevin Stefanski 8 wins, a 500-plus season for the first time as first-time head coach in forever. I was looking back. I was trying to be like, when was the last time we had a first-year head coach who had a great season? Bud Carson actually had a really good season his first year with basically having all those Marty Schottenheimer guys for that last year in 1989. We went to the divisional game against Denver and lost in Denver, and that was really the last Bernie Kosar, big opportunity. And so Bud Carlson had a good first year, but that wasn't one that we're building for. Took Marty 3 years to actually start doing really good, and then when he did, he dominated. So this is an opportunity for Kevin Stefanski to really walk in and be like, look, guys, we're not losing here anymore. We're not losers, right? We're shifting the culture today, and it starts here in Jacksonville. If you would have told me, Dad, by the Jacksonville game, we're going to have an opportunity to be 500, not 500 like 6-6 or something like that. 500 as in 8 wins. I would have lost my damn mind. So, guys, we're in the driver's seat right now. Let's keep it up. Let's make sure this stays alive because playoffs are within reach. We can smell it at this point.
Right.
They're right
this
there.
This is a big game. This is a big game. This is one of those you have to win.
Yes.
You can't lose. You can't put up a bad effort. You can't get demoralized going into the Titans game. You got to continue to build. And I think we got the coach that's right for us at this point. He's not going to let him play down. He's going to do his best to bring out the best in the Browns. So I'm looking for a good game. I'm hoping Baker, doesn't shoot himself in the foot early on. He gets out there. The boys run the game. Running game is good, so that when he does do the play action, he's going to freeze those linebackers. They're going to be open, and he's going to make the throws. I mean, if that happens, we're going to have a good game today. Yeah,
I think we're going to see Jarvis Landry coming back to Florida. I think Jarvis Landry catches a touchdown. Higgins catches a touchdown, and Njoku catches a touchdown. Baker's throwing 3. Nick Chubb and or Kareem Hunt are going to get one on the ground as well. So we're going to have touchdowns scored this game. Good kicking conditions. I think this is going to be our game that if we continue going on that complete 4 quarters, this is a team that we can dominate on paper. The wild card is the guys who happen to be out on defense. We've talked about that already. But I think our offense is going to be one of those that it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to keep up with us on offense. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see what happens. Big shout out. Browns fan 1977's here. What's going on? Captain Capo, Adam Williams showed. What's going on, guys? Stopar, what up? And Mr. Dark CR is in the house as well. Guys, thank you very much for showing up. We're going to end it here, but join us for the post-game show. We're going live at 4 p.m. We got the Browns gift giveaway of all the things that my dad showed, and the potential for you to win a Browns jersey by everybody who got their scores in earlier on the show. I have all of those scores documented, so we're good on that. And so chance to win. Oh, here we go. Browns fan 1977's got his score in there. I want to make sure I got you in there, Browns fan. And in terms of that, we have a chance to win a jersey. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you. And
go Brownies.
And go Browns.